Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. 1 second. A little too dark. Okay. Hello, everybody. Good to see you. As the title says, we're diving back into Rise of the Golden Idol to play the downloadable content, the Age of Restraint. This is the third day, so we're on the third case scenario. What's today? Tuesday? Thursday? So Tuesday, when the DLC released, we saw Fruits of Disobedience, the Orchard. Yesterday we saw Court of the Sentinels, which was in this sort of UFO shape. Now, let's go into this unknown scenario. The Sentience Gambit. A daring mission goes awry. For those of you who don't know, this is a puzzle, sort of mystery game, with quite a rich story. I'm quite a big fan, and yeah, I'm excited to be playing this DLC, figuring out more of the mystery. What looks to be Patal and I can't remember her name, but we saw these two characters yesterday with this same UFO shape. She looks to be recording something. How dare you, I am sentient, conscious being, just like you, with all the same rights. Almost looks like a mailbox. And what is she saying? Ha, I don't believe you. Admit you're just a low-life prankster talking to us through a transmitter, which you have connected to the robot's speaker. What's this over here? Ooh, a getaway ship with a broken tail light, or maybe a thruster. We have some names. Okay. A mounted 4-barrel gun. This looks to be some sort of shelf. Okay, you got most of what you came for here. Let's just go. Freedom at last. Details, interesting. Entry point, we have some keys, main priority, and the robot's victim. Once I'm alone on the ship, thanks to Little Chirper's performance, ensure that the path is fully clear for Mr. Red and Mr. Blue. While Mr. Red takes care of our main priority and Mr. Blue plays his part. Did I say blue or blue? Set up my demise. Once everyone is done, signal Mr. Green to collect me at the prearranged spot. Mr. Blue, Mr. Red, and Mr. Green. So, we don't know who this fourth person would be, but assuming they're not one of those three. What the hell happened here? Where's Mr. Red? We only need space for 4 of us. Little Chipper will work remotely. Once Little Chirper and I have cleared the path for you, I will signal you. On my signal, head straight to the entry point. After that, stay out of sight for a while. When I give you the signal, collect me from the prearranged spot. From there, we will head back to the entry point to collect Mr. Blue and Mr. Red. So, this seems to be Mr. Green, because he's got the instructions to collect everybody. So, let's go with Mr. Green. What is all this? Okay, some evidence maybe marked and tagged. We see the harvester from the first scenario. A little blue square rectangle box. B1, B3, and C2, okay. Now, this person looks like they have the idol. We can worry about that later. For now, just get me and Mr. Black to the hideout. I see. Mr. Black. Golden idol. Once inside the ship, stay out of sight for a while Mr. Red plays his part. When he's ready, he'll bring you the key you need. Don't mess with its controls. They'll be as you need them. Head back to the room directly in front of the one you originally entered. Inside, use the key Mr. Red gave you to disconnect me. Remember, you're looking for a duck. Weird. After that, head back to the entry point. Mr. Green and I will meet you and Mr. Red there. So Mr. Red got left behind, which would likely make him Mr. Blue. What else? Let's check over here. Verbal command received. Show today's command log. Checking speaker status. Scanning Veridola. Sentinel status cannot be confirmed. Ignoring a verbal command. Whoa. Someone got phasered. Death to all humans. Okay. Verbal command received. Take this Vaporon and repeat the phrase death to all humans. Checking speaker status. Scanning Veridola. Running hold object. Running say. Repeat. So maybe someone phasered someone, or what was this called? Vaporized someone else, and then got the robot. Sentient robot. Child, don't be so naive. Isn't that exactly what a sentient robot would want us to believe? Let us continue our investigation. Okay, inside the ship. Whoa, lots of stuff. This is quite the configuration. But I suppose if you're designing a circular ship, this is one way to write it. This here we remember is the library. I can't really speak. Maybe a furnace room, security room. Not sure. Control panel. So there's two people on the ground here and here. Someone by the vault. Let's start at the vault. Okay, we remember her, Daria. Who has entered the vault today? Oh. Prime Sentinel entered earlier, as he is the only permitted to do so. As per protocol, he identified himself, and I saw he spoke true. No one else has come. Interesting. 2 rooms. Okay, this is our detained men from yesterday. Gim. Confiscated artifacts inventory. So we have A1 through 3, ABC 1 through 3 for 9 items total, and it looks like the shelves are emptied. And then this gentleman, Ethem, from the first day. Dear Diary, I've been stuck in this room for days now, alone with this automaton and its creepy little statue. Patala keeps telling me all I need to do is instruct the robot to remove the memories I have about tampering with the harvester, and then they'll let me go. I don't know how much longer I can hold out for. At least my Invisibook prototype worked, so I was able to sneak this diary on board. Not so invisible now, but maybe that's just for our investigation purposes. This automaton, the memory remover, the robot, has its arms severed here. Okay. So that's the vault. Let's start going clockwise then. This gentleman must be Mr. Red, right? Ah, my leg, it hurts so much. Looks like he got shot in the leg. Once you and Mr. Blue are inside, grab the first key from under the bed. It was prepared yesterday, so it should be good to go. Take care of our main priority first. After that, use the second key. They're all in quotation marks. Use the second key, the one you brought with you, to get the third. Hand the third key to Mr. Blue. While he does what he needs to do, bring the stuff back to the entry point. Mr. Green and I will meet you and Mr. Blue there. Okay. General instructions. Circular saw. More artifacts lifted. So the tine, there's also another tine on the one box here, which is interesting. So it looks like maybe one was brought back and the other wasn't. Okay, Prime Sentinel, right? Man's not breathing. Just a red artifact. Okay. 2 shots. So 2 shots, 4 shots. Interesting, some spinning dials here. Timeline for people who... Okay, must be security maintenance of some sort. Recordings. We know these are the discs, right? In regard to the marker here, who ended up to the bottom right of it? No. Originated and then got vaporized, right? So who would be... We're looking for someone that's 1, 2, 3 rooms over. Okay, this must be... maybe not. I don't think this is the same general. No, because they have to... The circle's where they start, right? So he must not be on the list. Okay, these are 2 safeguards showing what looks to be some fractal trees of some sort, which look nearly identical. Veridola. So no connection yields no red dots and no spinning. Connection to a Veridola yields the red dots to be filled, and the antenna seems to spin. Okay, what do we have here? Some gates, maybe. Logic gates, that is. Squares have 4 sides. We can maybe say that this is an AND. Triangles have 3 sides. So 2 truth statements yields a green. So this is an AND. Triangles have 5 sides, false statement. Squares have 4 sides, true statement. But because it's an AND gate, that yields a red symbol, indicating the false equivalence of an AND gate. Which means that then, because this is a false statement and this is showing true, that this is a not, like an inverter. So these safeguards have a bunch of AND gates, whereas this safeguard seems to indicate that there's a not in it, an inverter. Okay, into the security room. Patrol robots, scanning area, scheduled function detected, patrol ship, okay, set patrol area to gym only. So someone with a Veridola said to patrol the gym. Okay, that's where they're at, in the gym. And then, don't know what this is, maybe a furnace room. Things would run a lot smoother if we were all allowed to calibrate temporary Veridolas rather than having to wait for Gim to do them all at the start of each job. Rejected. If a sentinel cannot perform his or her duties, for whatever reason, the person immediately below him or her in the chain of command should take on his or her responsibilities while a replacement is sought. Approved. Okay. Okay, we remember all these people from yesterday. Responsibilities and special access. And lastly, dispatch call log. Oh, it looks like we missed one spot. 10:05 a.m. Anonymous caller reports 4 sentient robots in Sector 4, Code Red, dispatching full team for investigation. We did see this room. Clicked everything. Okay. That's all those spots. And not breathing. We're just missing one spot here. And I'm not seeing it. Okay. If we're not able to see it right here, right now, my guess is maybe something is revealed as we progress. So we'll carry on here. We know that this is Mr. Blue. I'm sorry, Mr. Red. And that's confirmable because... Where's Mr. Red? So they're wondering where he is, which means that he stayed behind. It also means that he's got a temporary Veridola. Okay. Did we... I thought I clicked this, okay. Verbal command received. I am Prime Sentinel, let me in. So... someone... Okay. Question is, do these guys have Veridolas? We cannot tell. Freedom at last. Well, we could say this. One thing is that if we see the sentinels here, we know Morn is dead because of his, is that a handlebar mustache? With the mutton chops. Patala's outside, so is Bathabs. Gimgim's frozen, Daria is at the vault, so that would make Mr. Black Hekosift. Okay. Next, let's take a look here. If that's Hekosift, who's the sentinel here that got blasted? Interesting. Yeah, see, the robot's victim. Little Chirper. Must have been the one that got blasted. No? I don't know. Not easy to say at this moment. Let's find here. This is maybe... Ah, I see. So I think we can maybe conclude that Hekosift was framed as blasted, correct? Because they're saying set up my demise, and we're assuming that Hekosift is the one that's writing these notes. And if they're setting up the demise of someone... Oops, where was that? No, that's not true. Okay. It looks like we can maybe conclude that these two characters here are... The further one was Bethabs, and the closer one was Patala. And it looks like Patala went into the person's room who had Demise. This person stands at the gate, so we can maybe say Daria. This person never left, so that makes them Gim Gim. And that last person, two of you are incorrect. So who is at the end of the... Quickly, let's just see if this helps fix the problem. Okay, so we did have it correct, those two. I didn't know if maybe I had their orientation flipped, but I do not. Okay, we know Daria is standing at the gate, so that's correct. I'm assuming something's wrong with Hekosift, because we know Gim Gim's here. So then I think we would have to just swap these two. Okay. So what that means is Hekosift has left the building and the Morn de Silvia has perished. I'm not entirely sure why it says he died outside of the ship though. We look at the dials. Morn de Silvia has no rotating. Veridola. He's saying this hurts so much and it's false, but it's probably true. So my guess is he's got the inverted Veridola. Well, not the, and. The robot's victim was no one. Morn de Silvia was the primary victim. The entry point would be through this window, right? Let's check the radar here. So it shows Hekosift inside this room, which is the room that Morn de Silvia died in. He goes around, does a loop, and then exits to go where the robot blasted someone. Daria looks as though she went down, out, checked the other robot, came back in. And Patala did a loop in this room here before leaving. Once someone is alone on the ship, thanks to Little Chirper, ensure that the path is fully clear for Mr. Red and Mr. Blue. I see. Funny. So you said you're looking for a duck. And this is the classic duck versus rabbit dilemma of, does this symbol look like a duck or does it look like a rabbit? And when these dials spin, it sometimes looks like a duck, sometimes looks like a rabbit. But when this person's upside down, it looks like a duck. So we can see where the confusion happened and the error here. So it looks like the Veridola was maybe a key. The key Mr. Red gave you to disconnect me. Did one of them have a physical key? I can't remember. No. Not quite sure what this statue is. Actually, let's do one quick head count on the possessions. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. B, 1, 2, and 3. C, 1 and 2. A, 3. And did we miss a box? Here, right? A1, A2, C3. A1, A2. A3. So maybe the golden idol wasn't one of the artifacts? It's hard to tell. There seems to be a memory symbol. From my recollection, this is like take all memory or something. I'm stuck on the keys here, so let's try and solve this puzzle and go a little further. To clear the coast, someone does this, does a blank. Someone ordered a patrol robots, doesn't make sense. And then someone ordered the patrol robots to the gym. Reported a sentient robot. To enter the vault, blank stole a Veridola that someone had purposefully miscalibrated. Once inside, the person did something with the thing, and the artifacts and the golden idol. Someone stole the artifacts and the golden idol. Can we double check to see if... Well, it doesn't look like they needed to use a saw to... Using the ladder... someone did something to... mistakenly disconnected Morn de Sylvia, who, realizing what had happened, shot to the... returned to the ship. Do we have... He must have gotten disconnected here. And then returned to the ship and shot Mr. Red, right? Yeah, Mr. Red. And then Mr. Blue, Mr. Black, and Mr. Green escaped in the shuttle. And Mr. Blue was tasked with disconnecting that person. To enter the vault, Mr. Red stole a Veridola that Mr. Black had purposefully miscalibrated. Once inside, Mr. Blue... No? Let's check. We're close here. Okay, grab the first key from under the bed. Maybe the second key was a circular saw? I just don't see how they breached this room with the circular saw, though. Here. Well, let's go with Golden Idol, Veridola, and Circular Saw. Maybe the main priority was artifacts. Okay, cool. We're getting close. And to solve the puzzle, I think we can say Lil Chirper here reported the sentient robot, and then once alone on the ship, Heko Sift ordered the patrol robots to the gym. To enter the vault, Mr. Red stole a Veridola that Heko Sift I understand now. Stole a Veridola that Heko Sift had purposefully miscalibrated. Wore the miscalibrated Veridola. And then once inside, Mr. Red would have stolen the artifacts. Alright. Finished bout in much less time than yesterday. Alright, with Gim Gim out of the way, Heko gained access to the temporary Veridolas. He intentionally miscalibrated one to glow green when the wearer lied, so that Mr. Red could use it to access the vault and steal the artifacts inside. Mr. Blue was supposed to disconnect Heko's Veridola from its antenna so that the Sentinels would no longer be able to track him. To stop them from trying to look for him anyway, Heko also made it seem as though the robot had vaporized him. But Mr. Blue accidentally disconnected Morn instead, preventing a clean getaway. Okay, looks like we have a little bit of a map from this would be the past, right, in the universe. So Lemuria, known as Technotopia, with a buffer zone and buffer societies, and then no intervention zone with hunter-gatherers, farming societies, nomadic pastoralists, I'm probably not pronouncing that right. And then the last is the dark green with early state societies. And comparing it to Earth, this looks like the Americas, Africa, Europe, Eastern Asia, and that would make Technotopia, what's it called? Australia. Interesting. These are some of the artifacts we saw in the box there. So cloud printer prints clouds that spreads a provided liquid sample into the atmosphere. Calmer creates euphoria within range for all people in contact with gold. Modified harvester teleports matter within range to a predetermined destination, fuses organic matter together. The alchemizer converts any body of liquid into gold. The deconstructor disassembles a target object into basic parts. Quafizer converts text to liquid. Contact with liquid or its vapors will cause one to instantly memorize the text. Weird. Expander rapidly expands a targeted object. Nano civilization kit. Add water to start your own rapidly developing civilization in a jar. And finally, the convincer converts an idea into a list of arguments that are statistically more likely to convince everybody the idea is true. Alright. Well, given that I pace myself to do one puzzle a day, I'm gonna finish this one tomorrow. So check back probably sometime around noonish Central, and we'll go through the final case scenario and do the big solve at the end. If you've joined, thank you for watching, and